students. Myself Dhara Prajapati, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in IT/ICT Department. Okay, let's start with the professional ethics in that unit number 6, Human Values for Indian Managers. So last topic of the unit number 6 and last unit of our syllabus. Topic is Ethics of Gandhiji and Aurobindo and Tagore. So let's start the ethics of Gandhiji. Right? So Mahatma Gandhi is the father of our nation. So ethical teaching are the central philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi. So Mahatma Gandhi is universally accepted as an exemplary model of an ethical and moral life with a rare blending of person and public life. The principle and the practices, the immediate and the external. So, ethics of Gandhiji is the Gandhiji believed that as human beings, man can never reach the perfection of divine virtues. So, still they should strive with all their strength to follow the various or virtues of truth, love, non-violence, tolerance, fearlessness, charity, and service to mankind. So ethics of the Gandhiji is considered life to be an integrated whole growing from truth to truth every day in moral and spiritual status. So he believed in a single standard of the conduct founded on the dharma of the truth and non-violence. In that, they successfully lead non-violent struggles against the racial discrimination, colonial rules, economic and social exploitations, and moral degradations. So, ethics of the Gandhiji is the more moral thoughts, right? Then next one is major principles of the Gandhian ethics. Which type of principles? Which principles of the Gandhian ethics? First one is truth and non-violence. So for Gandhi, truth is the relative truth of the truthfulness in word and deed, and the absolute truth, the ultimate reality. So what is the truth? Truth is the main important of for the Gandhian ethics. Then next one is the non-violence in understood by the Mahatma Gandhi to denote the active love, the pole opposite of the violence in every sense. So non-violence or love is regarded as the highest law of the humankind. Next one is the Satyagraha, right? So Gandhi called his overall method of non-violence action Satyagraha. It means the exercise of the purest soul force against all injustice, operations and exploitations. Right? So all the exploitations and the operations of the in our social, that was the go out of the in our ethics. So it is the method of securing rights by the personal suffering and not inflicting injury on others. Next one is the Sarvodaya. So Sarvodaya is the term meaning is universal uplift or progress of all. The term was first coined by the Gandhiji as the title of his translation of John Ruskin's tract on the political economy unto this last. Then next one is Swaraj. Although the word Swaraj means self-rules. Swaraj means self-rules. So Gandhi gave it to the content of the integral revolution that encompass all sphere of the life. So for Gandhi, Swaraj is much more than the freedom from all these restraints. It is the self-rule, self-restraints, and they could be equate with the moksha or salvation. Next one is trustic. So trustic is a socio-economic philosophy that was propounded by the Gandhi. So it provides a means by which the wealthy people would be the trust of trust that looked after the welfare of the people in general. Next is Swadeshi. Swadeshi is the focus on acting within the form of one's own community, both political and the economical. So it is the interdependence of the community and self-sufficiency. Next is applications of the Gandhian ethics. So, functioning on the basis of voluntary cooperation and dignified and peaceful coexistence was replicated in several other modern democracies. The next application is Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence was a great weapon upon by him during the freedom movement of India against British Raj. Normally people say that non-violence is the weapon of weak, but in reality non-violence and tolerance requires a great level of courage and patience. The next one is ethics of Sir Aurobindo. Who is Sir Aurobindo? So, Sir Aurobindo was an Indian philosopher, yogi, guru, poet and nationalist. He joined the Indian movement for the independence from the British rule. For a while was one an influential leader and had become a spiritual reformer, introducing his vision on human progress and spiritual evolutions. Ethics of the Sir Aurobindo is a means to God realization. So Sir Aurobindo, like the author of Gita, expects beauty for the sake of God. So he interprets the central teaching of the Gita in way different from that the Ramanuja and the Tilak. To him, the Gita does not teach the disinterested performance of duties, but the following of the divine life, the all dharmas, sarva dharma, to take the refuge in the Supreme alone. And the divine activity of the Buddhas, a Ramakrishna, a Vivekananda, is perfectly in with this teaching. A means to the God realization in hand, like the Gita, Sri Aurobindo strongly emphasizes the value of the canine life. There is agree with Tilak, his closest associated in the political activities. But he does not admit the Kanna as an end in itself. The ideal man of the Sri Aurobindo's moral philosophy work neither for himself nor for society. So nor even for duty itself, but for God as the instrument in his hand. So ethics of Aurobindo. The next one is ethics of Rabindranath Tagore. Who is Rabindranath Tagore, right? And Rabindranath Tagore, right? So everything comes to us, that becomes to us if we create the capacity to receive it. We have a capacity, so I have received everything. Ethics of Rabindranath Tagore. Vishwa Kavi, world poet. Rabindranath Tagore was born on 9th May 1861 in Bengal. His father, Maharihir Devendranath Tagore, was a rich man and an aristocrat, and his mother was a Sarda Devi. Rabindranath Tagore was not sent to any school. He was educated at home by tutor. So Rabindranath Tagore was not happy getting the educated within the four walls. So he was a serious and creative child. Then Rabindranath Tagore starting writing the poetry. So Gitanjali is well-known collection of his poems. Rabindranath Tagore was awarded the Nobel Prize of Literature in 1913. So Rabindranath Tagore was the first Indian to get Nobel Prize, and the British government confirmed on his kinghood and gave the title of Sir. ethics of Rabindranath Tagore was also the good artist. Rabindranath Tagore was also a good artist. He started to learn painting at age of 60. He drew more than 2000 pictures, which were exhibited in many countries. So what makes Rabindranath Tagore special for the Indians? Jana Gana Mana, and it is our national anthem. Rabindranath Tagore wrote it when he visited the Madanapalli in Andhra Pradesh on the eve of the Rishi Valley School anniversary at the innovations of the Dr. Arundale, the principal of the school. Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru had the greatest respect for the Rabindranath Tagore. Then he was a great philosopher and a teacher. He was called Gurudev by all. So he breathed his last on August 7, 1941. So leaving his thoughts and ideas for all of follow. Rabindranath was a philosopher, poet, mystic, teacher, essayist, and painter of the outstanding repute. His philosophy of life was based on the ideal of dedication and neutralism. Although he was an ideal philosopher, but the thoughts of the neutralism, paragrammatics, and individualism are also reflected in his philosophy. Then next one is relevance of Tagore's educational thoughts in Indian education. Which type of the thoughts have a Rabindranath Tagore for the education? So Tagore is critical of the prevalent system of the education which lays the role emphasis upon the booking learning. The intercultural aim of the education according to him is the development of the intellectual faculties which should be developed through the education. These are the power of the thinking and of the imaginations. So Tagore's educational ideas have been studied by other educations and many of his innovations have now become a part of a general education practices. But his special contribution laying the emphasis on the harmony, balance and total development of personality. So these all about the ethics of Gandhiji, ethics of the Aurobindo and ethics of the Rabindranath Tagore. So this is our last session and over here syllabus is completed. Thank you.